The success of your AI strategy hinges on your ability to transform raw data into fresh and trustworthy context for agents. The challenge is traditional data infrastructure just isn't up to the task. In this video, you'll learn how to help agents perceive the world and then take actions with high confidence and low costs. An agent works in a loop. It perceives its environment, thinks about what to do next, and then takes some action to accomplish a goal. It repeats this until the goal is met. As LLMs improve and intelligence becomes commoditized, the thinking is no longer the difficult part. The difficulty is getting a clear, up-to-date picture of the world that informs an agent's next steps. This picture is the agent's context. Imagine a same-day delivery service, Fresh Mart. They're rolling out an agent to add all the ingredients from a customer's recipe into a shopping cart. This means the agent has to go to their production databases and look at the inventory tables, the products tables, the reservation tables, then apply business logic just to see if, say, an avocado is in stock. If an agent has to run a complex query for every item, for every recipe, for every customer, that will destabilize their production systems. Operational databases, they were designed to process transactions. They weren't built for handling data-intensive or complex queries. So the underlying data is fresh, but the queries against it are slow. They can scale up or out, but they're still scaling an architecture fundamentally not designed for this workload. They could extract, load, and periodically transform this data in a data warehouse, and then have the agents read from there. But now the agent has fast queries, but the data itself is stale. If the items in the shopping cart should trigger a promotion, the agent wouldn't know. It would be stuck waiting minutes or even hours for one of these batch jobs to run. This delays a critical feedback loop and means lost revenue for the Fresh Mart team. They could try stream processing or custom code, but that results in complexity and talent bottlenecks. So how do we give agents fresh data with fast queries to convert it into context, and do it all without shortcuts that compromise correctness? The answer is Materialize, the live data layer for AI agents. It lets your team use SQL to create up-to-date views into any element of your business, like a customer or a project or a fulfillment center. The power behind Materialize starts with a simple change in perspective. We move away from thinking about where the work happens to when the work happens. Instead of having databases compute views from scratch every time an agent needs fresh context, Materialize keeps them up to date continually as inputs change. Let's see how this works with our Fresh Mart example. So Fresh Mart's operational databases, they replicate into cloud storage, so they have great economics and near infinite scalability. Engineers define standard SQL views to represent things like inventory. If an agent were to query Materialize in this state, it would feel like a traditional database. It would be doing a lot of work when the agent requested the context. In a traditional database, when a query is slow or a view is slow, you'd add an index to a table. That'd speed things up a bit, but it still wouldn't get anywhere near fast enough to meet the needs of an agent. In Materialize, we take the idea of the index much further. Rather than indexing the underlying table, you can index the views themselves. When you create an index in Materialize, behind the scenes, we create data flows. You can think of these as data pipelines that are always up and running. Materialize has the SQL view definitions, so it can work backwards from those to create a computational graph or a data flow that can keep these views up to date, doing the minimum amount of work as writes come in, rather than doing a large amount of work on each read. This is where the massive performance benefits come in. Queries return quickly and with fresh results because so much of the work has already been done by these incrementally and continually updating views. This is perfect for operating at agent scale. Everything is powered by differential data flow. This is a breakthrough by Materialize co-founder Frank McSherry. Data flows run on isolated compute clusters. They can be replicated for resilience, and they can scale vertically and horizontally. Materialize keeps complex transformations up to date, well within 1 second of source systems updating. It does this while still supporting complex joins, aggregations, window functions. Materialize even supports recursion, so it can incrementally maintain complex tree or graph structures. This is really important for doing things like modeling org charts or authorization graphs for fine-grained access control. We call the views that are ready for consumption live data products. They're defined up front and updated instantly and correctly, and queryable at virtually no cost. Next, we document and expose these products to agents using the Model Context Protocol, or MCP. Access control policies determine which agents can see which data products. MCP lets your agents discover the different elements of your business and request structured, up-to-date context on business objects rather than having to spend time and tokens stitching together low-level tables. So when the Fresh Mart agent queries inventory to check the stock level of our avocado, the heavy lifting has already been done, and the result comes back in milliseconds. Next, engineers add CRM data. This gives them an up-to-date 360-degree view of their customer. Now the agent has instant context for preferences, past orders, and substitutes. As the agent makes selections, it can see if there are any allergens to avoid and find alternatives based off what's in stock. The Fresh Mart team next adds another live data product for promotions, which is derived from their core marketing systems. In this case, the marketing team is using Kafka. This gives the agent the context it needs to pick out the right items at the best price. Every data product in Materialize is a composable building block, instantly queryable by agents. At checkout, the Fresh Mart agent can combine shopping cart, promotion, and customer views to generate upsell offers dynamically. Each time you create a new live data product, you get an exponential increase in supported use cases without a corresponding increase in costs. Because Materialize does the work once when data arrives, and that work can be reused anytime a data product is accessed. The full power of AI agents is unlocked as you build towards a digital twin of your entire business. When it's time to act, agents write back to source systems. Those writes flow into Materialize and update downstream views in under a second. This creates a tight, low latency feedback loop where agents can take actions, see the results of those actions, and think about what to do next as they move closer and closer to their goal. And since the work happens on write rather than read, you can scale up agents without hammering your production systems. So we just walked through how to build a live data layer that reflects your business in the moment while also keeping up with agent scale. So what does that unlock for your business? First, rapid onboarding of new use cases. Simply define data products using SQL and let agents do the rest via MCP. Second, we get much more powerful agents, ones that can see how their own actions can impact their view of the world. Tighter feedback loops mean better outcomes, even for complex workflows. Finally, you get much lower inference and compute costs. More agent tokens are going towards making great decisions rather than low-level data manipulation. And you don't have to scale up your operational database or massively increase your data warehouse bill. Your ability to make operational data agent-ready will determine your team's trajectory for years to come. Materialize helps you rise to the challenge.